Calibrating Your Internal Compass, a Releasing Your Unlimited Creativity discussion topic. Copyright 2022 by Ken-Ferlic, all rights reserved. Read by Creativity Trust, and music by The Ambientalist. Part 3. Calibrating Your Internal Compass exercise. This exercise has 3 primary sections, and its results can be used in 3 ways, and these can overlap. One use of the exercise is to create whatever you desire. The second use is to use it to create a life worth living, to serve your being. The third use is to find the purpose of your incarnation and ultimately shatter your ego and what you currently think is important. Seeking to find the purpose of your incarnation is about transcending your ego as you currently know and understand it, thus fulfilling the wish to explore the reason for your incarnation. In the following exercises, you will be asked to remember experiences in your life that made you feel a certain way. It doesn't matter if you were doing something acceptable or unacceptable in the eyes of your society, or even when viewed by the eyes of your own mind. You just need to remember the feelings you had in the experience you were having. The focus should be on remembering the feelings and exactly what you felt. The focus should not be on any judgments of your mind or the mind of others, or the implications of the experience you had. At this point in time, just remember the feelings and exactly what you felt to the best of your ability. If you have difficulty remembering or finding the types and kinds of experiences requested here, or accessing the feelings within the experience, there are some recommendations provided at the end of this section to address such an issue. In any case, you may continue with the exercises the best you can, for it will give you an idea as to what to look for in the future. In doing this exercise, you may wish to get a pencil and a piece of paper to write down what you remember. You'll be informed at a convenient place to stop the recording. However, feel free to stop the recording at any point as necessary to record your observations or insights that may arise in this process. Now I will read the exercises to you. Section 1. Fullness of life, fullness of being, feeling most alive. You will be asked to recall 5 experiences in your life when you felt the most fully alive, where you had an enthusiasm or a passion for life and for living. That is, you were full of life and the abundance of what you felt caused you to want to experience more of life. If you cannot recall 5 experiences, recall what you can, even if it is only 1. These experiences should be experiences where you felt a passion, or you were so full of enthusiasm, energy, and awareness that you thought you would explode. They should give you a feeling that everything inside of you wants to burst forth, to come out like a flower blossoming, or an orgasm about to happen. You can call such an experience a peak experience in your life. The feeling may have felt so wonderful, such that it was almost as though you could sit for eternity in the feeling. The emphasis here is that you want to be in the experience, and just be with the experience, as opposed to doing anything with it. You may feel as though you wanted the experience to never end. The experience could be with a person, a place, a thing, a sensation, an experience of some type, a discovery. It doesn't matter what it is. Just record at least 5 experiences that made you feel most alive, full of life, and gave you a passion for life and for living. Another way to view this passion and enthusiasm is feeling that if you cannot do what gives rise to this passion, or you are unable to feel this passion, a part of you would die or atrophy in some way. If you have no memories of such overwhelming experiences, then look to see what experiences you have had that come close. This is not about listing pleasurable experiences. You may find you had a level of pain and fear in the experience, like climbing the face of a mountain, but it nevertheless gave you a passion and desire to live and engage life and be in the experience. For a woman, these types of feelings could be the simultaneous pain and pleasure associated with childbirth. For a man, they could be the simultaneous fear and thrill in the experience of combat or a fierce competition that gives rise to these feelings. Some may call these experiences an adrenaline rush. It doesn't matter. The question is, what experiences made you feel most alive and full of life? What were you doing in these experiences? And who were you with? It is at this point you can stop this recording and record your 5 experiences and observations. When you have finished listing the experiences, prioritize the experiences. List which ones gave you the greatest fullness of being, the greatest fullness of life. That is, which experience gave you the greatest feeling of being alive, or feeling like you were totally full, or so totally fulfilled in life that you could burst because of the life that was being contained within your being. Here again, the emphasis is that you want to be in the experience. Beginning with 1, rank the experience that you listed as to their fullness of being. The number 1 experience is the experience out of all those you listed that gave you the greatest feeling of fullness of life. It was as if you could not fit any more of life into yourself because you were so full. Once you have listed and prioritized the experiences, look and see how the feeling of fullness of being looks and feels. What are the common feelings of fullness, if any, that ran through all the experiences? The emphasis here is on how did the feeling of being most alive and full of life look like to you? With the expectation that you will share your results, describe the best you can what this feeling of wanting to burst forth with life feels like to you. How would you describe it? How would you recognize it? Pay attention as to how you would recognize it in the future if experienced again. If there are attributes of the experience you cannot explain or describe, at least become aware of these attributes within your being you cannot communicate. You can have an awareness of things and know you have awareness without being able to describe it. As necessary, stop the recording and record your results and observations. Section 2. The desire to engage life. Find 5 experiences that gave you the greatest enthusiasm for life and for living, and made you want to engage with life more. That is a movement to either want to create more of the same type and kind of experience, or to change your life because of the experiences. That is, you wanted to move into life. They can be the same 5 experiences previously listed, or new experiences. If you cannot recall 5 experiences, recall what you can, even if it is only 1. Here, the emphasis is on wanting to engage life and move into life. The earlier exercise was about not having any desire to move into life, but rather to just sit in the experience. Here, you can stop the recording again and record your experiences and observations. Beginning with 1, rank the experiences you listed. Let the number 1 experience be that one experience out of all those you listed that gave you the greatest enthusiasm and desire to engage life and jump into life. It doesn't matter if the numbered sequence agrees or disagrees with the previous part of this exercise. With the expectation that you will share your results, describe the best as you can what this feeling of wanting to burst forth and jump into life feels like to you. Pay attention as to how you would recognize it in the future if experienced again. If there are attributes of the experience you cannot explain or describe, at least become aware of these attributes within your being you cannot communicate. You can have an awareness of things and know you have an awareness without being able to describe them. Once you have listed and prioritized the experiences, look to see what enthusiasm and passion to jump into life felt like. Determine if there are common feelings, if any, that ran through all the experiences you listed. The emphasis here is on how the enthusiasm to jump into life felt like. As necessary, stop the recording and record your results and/or observations. Section 3. Desiring to share. Identify 5 experiences that gave you the greatest desire, passion, and enthusiasm, and the desire to share what you had experienced with another person. That is, describe what you were experiencing that was so wonderful that all you could do was desire to share it with another person. For example, you were in such wonderment and awe that all you could do was share as if you were a little child trying to share a new discovery about life. If you cannot recall 5 experiences, recall what you can, even if it is only one. In this category, there may be no such experience you recall, and that is okay. Don't list experiences where you like to share. Rather, the experiences here are experiences where you were so overwhelmed that all you could do was share. You may want to look to those experiences where you were trying to share but were reprimanded in some way and told to stop playing around and get to work. These experiences can be the same experiences listed above or different experiences. As necessary, stop the recording and record your results and observations. Beginning with 1, rank the experiences you listed. Let the number 1 experience be the experience out of all those you listed that gave you the greatest enthusiasm and desire to share what you had experienced. It doesn't matter if the numbered sequence agrees or disagrees with the previous part of this exercise. With the expectation that you will share your results, describe the best you can what this feeling of wanting to experience feels like. Pay attention as to how you would recognize it in the future if you experienced it again. Note, if there are attributes of the experience you cannot explain or describe, at least become aware of these attributes within your being you cannot communicate. You can have an awareness of things and know you have awareness without being able to describe them. After you have listed and prioritized the experiences, look to see what the enthusiasm and passion to share life and what it feels like to desire to share life. What are the common feelings, if any, that run through all the experiences you listed? The emphasis here is on what the desire to share felt like. As necessary, stop the recording and record your results and/or observations.